everybody. Thank you for joining us in this very unusual setup, and I have to apologize. I meant to have a rehearsal with our star speaker here, but neglected to do so. So we had some screw ups there. So I'm going to introduce Jacques Laventur. He has written a couple books, 14-Minute Snacks, Bon Appetit Vegan. He's a big proponent of exercising and eating healthy. Eating healthy by veganism is also good for the planet, since any plants you eat or any animal you eat, it costs a lot of energy in terms of feeding it and caring for it. So I'm going to turn over to Jacques. And you ready for it, Jacques?
Yes. Hey, everyone. Great. Yeah, my name is Jacques. I'll turn on the camera again. This is my actual first time using this platform, so bear with me. And so today I'm just going to talk about plant-based. I've been a vegan for over 10 years. I started as a personal trainer and coach for athletes in New York. That's where I'm originally from. And people were always asking me, because I was really in great shape of, what I did. And so I really thought about transforming the way I teach. And I went to culinary school. And at the culinary school, I was hooked. I fell in love with cooking. I really tried in every capacity to make food taste delicious. And, coming from eating heavy meats, eggs, so it really was interesting and challenging for me originally. And then I just fell in love with making plant-based substitutes. So today I'm going to just talk about veganism, sustainability, and really using food to get in the best shape of your lives, really. So let me see if I can turn on to see my spread. All right, where's this camera? Okay. Can everyone see me now?
Yes.
Perfect. Great. So let me see if you can see my spread, because I'm using my laptop, but I'll show you. I don't know if anyone's in vegan, but here's some walnuts that I have packaged. I make my walnut meat. I actually have a good spread already. And in my spread, I add green peppers, walnuts, and I use sun-dried tomatoes. And so it's really simple. So I add my walnuts, sun-dried tomatoes, and that's the basis of my patties. This is a substitute for any sort of burger. The sun-dried tomato is a great thing that you can use for any sort of the patty. So I normally use that. I start right into that patty. And here's already cooked quinoa. I don't know if you can see my head here, but here's already here cooked quinoa. And that's the basis of my patties. And I'll send you the full recipe. So it's quinoa, it's walnuts, it's sun-dried tomatoes, and then I'll add some more seasoning here. I got my seasoning from Trader Joe's, but you can do your seasoning here. It's a mushroom seasoning. I don't know if everyone can see that. I'll share the recipes with you. And to make my buns, I use flax seeds. And I'll demonstrate where the buns are. So flax seeds, you can either ground them yourself, or you can have flax seeds grounded. It's pretty simple. It takes about 20 seconds to ground your flax seeds. Or if you're too lazy to do that, you can make that. And this is the finished product. Your flaxseed bread. So I don't know if you can see that. So I make everything from scratch. I use one of these mixers here. So I actually steam them. So I don't know if you've ever used a steamer on top. And it's pretty simple, 10 minutes to do that. And for my walnut meats, it can go into Vitamix or any sort of mixer. 2 minutes. So that whole spread is literally takes 12 minutes to make the whole thing. So I just ran into a recipe that you could do really fast. In this Zoom, I'm not going to demo an actual recipe, but I'll just talk about just plant-based sustainability and using plant-based to get in the best shape of your lives. I can answer any questions and talk about the recipes, but I just went and told you a recipe that I normally make. I'm obsessed with this recipe because it's a burger. You know, growing up with Haitian parents in the Caribbean, we really eating American food like cheeseburgers and hot dogs were like a luxury item for us at that time. And so we got obsessed with burgers, and I always start with burgers. That's pretty simple. It's easy. Quinoa, it's all amino acids, walnuts, brain food. So I can answer any questions. I don't know what sort of format, Gary, you were expecting, but next time with more lead time, I definitely could make it more of a cooking demo. But I can answer any questions.
Hi.
Hey.
I think this is our youngest viewer.
Hey.
14.
14. I love it. In the kitchen already?
Kind of.
Okay.
Sometimes.
So you have questions about plant-based. You have questions about maybe transitioning to plant-based, the sustainability aspect of it. Shoot.
Yeah.
No.
Layers.
Well, she tried to go to plant-based, remember?
Okay.
You were trying to become a vegetarian, maybe not a vegan, but a vegetarian.
Kind of.
So how do you get off the hot dogs and the hamburgers and still?
Great. And I'm glad that I went right into a burger recipe that I've normally make. And what hooked me was the substitutes. So you see a lot of Beyond burgers, you see the Impossible burgers, and they are addictive. And I found myself not really wanting to cook because it was something in the patties that they wipe out most of the nutrients. So that's what keeps you addicted. So you know what? I spent like literally months trying to perfect the recipe, and this is the recipe I'll share with you. And so I made my own buns. It was really about the buns, you know, the bread. And so I made my own buns. 10 minutes to make. And then I sauteed my mushrooms. I sauteed the onions. I had some kale. And so I really built the burger. It was a California burger. So I made some guac and really build out that burger. And it's really simple. Like even in this patty, I just finished one. I could take a little bit out here. Didn't have it mise en place. Only scoop out some.
The patty looks
So,
like?
so the patty, look, it's really, everything is crushed up. This is a small patty, but you can see this is just the remainder of a patty that I just made. This is a mini patty out of quinoa, out of walnuts, all the ingredients here. I even have some of my sauteed onions, and then here's my bun. And I put everything there. And I even also make my own cheese.
Are you writing this down? No. Oh.
I'll share the recipes with Gary.
Looks good.
So I started making the substitutes of things that I like. A big one for me was omelets. When I finally got the recipe for omelets, I was just hooked. So I make my vegan omelets every single day. So it's really about finding things that you like and making substitutes. I don't know if you've ever tried a vegan omelet before.
No.
Oh, vegan omelets are.
I haven't tried an omelet before.
You've had omelets?
No,
You've had them with eggs. Your grandmère makes omelets.
I've never
It's a
had
French grandmother who makes eggs, omelets.
Oh, okay.
You
Okay.
just don't remember eating them.
It's pretty simple. I mean, I could demo out an omelet with the ingredients. So chickpea flour. So the basis of omelet, you know, you want to grab a clean bowl here.
Yeah.
And nutritional yeast. I don't know if you've heard of nutritional yeast. So yeah, nutritional yeast.
Oh, okay.
This is B12. So if you're transitioning to plant-based, nutritional yeast is a great substitute for that. It gives it the egg taste. And chickpea flour. Chickpea flour. I grind my own chickpea flour, but I've also had chickpea flour because I just recently broke my grinder. Chickpea flour is it's really tough. But again, you just add this, and then there goes all the flavoring. Once you add all your ingredients, then that's when you want to saute your veggies. I like to saute my mushrooms, my kale. You can even saute zucchini. Then throw it in your mix. Love it. Zoe's cookbook. Coming soon.
We should add
No,
your recipes.
I have it.
Oh,
It's already made.
it's already made.
It's not on the market, but it's made.
Okay, that's the first start, right?
So we'll let Jacques continue. I want to hear the rest of them.
I have 7
method.
recipes.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, definitely for the omelet. Again, you put it in your mixing bowl, throw in all your spices, and then saute it like a regular omelet. I can use either plant-based butter or in my substitutes, or you can use either sunflower or oil or avocado oil. These are 2 of my favorite oils. It does really well with high temperature heats. Try to avoid using olive oil for these type of ingredients, but this is like my go-to oils: sunflower and avocado oil. High temperature heats, and you can get your good fats. So this is the 2 oils you can use.
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. And again, I love bell peppers, organic bell peppers. Organic bell peppers are definitely, because of bell peppers being part of the Dirty Dozens, so you want to have more organic. Great. So yeah, definitely if you have any more questions about plant-based, I can answer any other questions that you have.
I'm just curious about how you make buns out of chia seeds.
It was flax seeds, not chia seeds.
Oh, excuse me, flax seeds.
Okay, yeah, flax seeds. So I have the regular flax seeds, and then I have the grounded flax seeds. So if you're using regular flax seeds, you just grind them. In 20 seconds, 30 seconds, they become now flaxseed meal, and you'll just pay maybe $2 extra for the meal, but if you don't have a grinder. But yeah, so what I do is with the flaxseed meal, I take 1 cup of flaxseed meal, and then I add a little bit of baking powder, give it a little bit of rise, then 1 spoon of salt, garlic, and I use oregano, organic oregano, and then I put it in this is my steamer. So I lay it and I make it into like one of these mix here. And this is how it comes out in 10 minutes. Nice and soft.
How about any liquid?
What's that? Oh, yeah.
Any liquid for the
Oh, yeah. 1 spoon of avocado oil. And this is an option. But again, this gives it more of that soft texture if you add a little bit of oil. And then you can add maybe 3 spoons of lukewarm water. So lukewarm water, I use my kettle here, and use 3 spoons of lukewarm water, mix it, and you'll form it and let it sit out for about maybe 3 to 5 minutes. If you have more time, 10 minutes, and you'll see it rise. Yeah. In fact, we can demo that. That's pretty simple. If you want to watch me do it really quick. Everyone watch me do that?
Where? Yes.
Okay, cool. That's an easy
Jacques,
demo. It won't go to waste because I eat this every day. I literally make buns every day. So, all right. So I don't know if you see me here. So I'm going to take my 1 cup, and I could probably adjust the camera a little bit. The next time I'll use my phone and have my lovely wife hold the camera. No, I'm using the laptop. Next time I'll use the phone, and it'll be a lot easier. Oh, you want to hold the laptop? Sure, if that helps. And then you guys, okay, does this help? I don't know. Does it? You can't even see anything. So there you go, right there. Okay. All right. So now I'm gonna add my 1 cup. Are you guys with me? Say yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So
Yes.
I'm gonna get 1 cup. You say yes, chef.
Yes, chef.
All right, because this is my first Zoom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All
We're
right.
making
so-
you into a Zoom star.
All right. So 1 cup flax seeds. Yes.
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 All right.
Yes.
Awesome.
1 cup
Okay.
flax.
And so then I add. This is all option. I add my little mushroom seasoning to the flax just to give it a little bit of flavor. Remember, it's your bread, so whatever flavor you add to it, it's okay. Then 1 spoon or half a spoon, it's totally up to you. What's that?
What are you telling me to do?
I can't hear you. So half a spoon
Kid.
or a full spoon is totally up to you. Of baking soda, baking powder, sorry.
Chuck, I have a question. I'm kind of a neophyte chef, cook. And when you're saying spoon, is that like teaspoon, tablespoon?
Okay, this is just regular spoon. This is a tablespoon. Tablespoon.
Okay.
Tablespoon. Thank you. Very good. All right. So then oregano, 1 tablespoon of oregano. You got that?
Yes.
Great, great. So then I'm gonna add 1 tablespoon oregano. Awesome. And then you can add a little bit of salt. My mushroom mix has a little bit of salt, so we're gonna add half a tablespoon or 4 or 5 clicks if you have one of these here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Gives you a little bit. Actually, it'll be 1/4 of a tablespoon. I normally do 4 clicks. And then you can mix it around. Then now it's time for the oil. I favor sunflower oil these days, but it's totally up to you. Half a tablespoon. Doesn't need a lot, but again, this is your preference. If you're using avocado oil, you want to get your fats, it's okay to use a full tablespoon. So that's it there. And lukewarm water, it's okay that it hasn't been boiled yet. It's okay. I'm going to still put 3 tablespoons of lukewarm water. So 1, 2, 3. All right, awesome. And so then you start your mixing. And if you notice, if it's not sticking, then you add just a little bit more water. I always add less. And another thing, you can mix another flour with it because flaxseed meal tends to break up. I tend to add chickpea flour, buckwheat flour. If you want to see me add some mix, we could add mix to this one. Or we could just do the first one with just flax. But let's just do that. Just flax. All right. So maybe, yeah, this is good enough. All right, so I'm going to make my dough. All right, so this is my small bun. And if you want bigger buns, you add just 2 cups. So look, can you see that?
Yes.
Right. So then I'll let it sit out. Or if you want to knead it, but it's totally up to you. And if you know what I mean by knead, I don't have to explain. You know what I mean by kneading your flour, your dough?
Yes.
Okay, everyone knows? Okay, great. You could do that if you want to. And if you're in a rush, if you're not in a rush, you can make your dough overnight, let it sit in the fridge, wrap it in plastic wrap. It's totally up to you. The more the rise, the more fluffy it'll become. It's totally up to you. And so we'll let this sit out here, and you'll see that it'll rise, and then we'll come back to it. We can make another mix if you want to see me with chickpea flour. It's the same thing, but that's my favorite. I think it's just your preference, but you'll be surprised how delicious this comes out. In fact, if I don't know how long this demo, I could actually put it on the steamer, and we can watch it just rise. And you're like, what? 10 minutes? You have buns? I was surprised too. Okay. So do you want to do that too? Do we have 10 minutes? I can rush it. We don't have to sit on it. You can see
Yes,
that?
please.
Yes?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, all right. So I won't let it rise for too much so we can rush to that demo. I'll start boiling our hot water. You want to put it down and get me the other top? Cool. In this break, while we get the water going, the hot water. Oh, you get the rise. Thank you. We can answer some questions about plant-based and sustainability. Oh, this is great. I need to do more of these. Yes.
I want to know what your favorite dinners are that you prepare plant-based.
Well, these days, because I have more time, I'm cooking like every single day. And so I find myself leaning towards the comfort foods, plant-based. So it's not the traditional. I mean, I do have like a mushroom bourguignon sometimes, like French vegan. So I would just, if you're familiar with a bourguignon?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll have like a mushroom bourguignon. That's one of my go-to. I probably have it once a week if I want to have like something that's rich and feel like I'm having like a real gourmet French dish. So I tend to do all my meal prepping in the morning. So I normally have like 1 cup or 2 cups of quinoa that's always set aside, and I can turn my quinoa into a salad. I can turn my quinoa into a burger. I can turn my quinoa into anything I want to. So I always meal prep and leave the quinoa to the side, and I play around with it. And so yesterday, what did I have? That was I made a soup. I made me a soup. And with the asparagus soup, I had coconut milk as the creamer, asparagus, mushrooms, and I used oregano, salt, and garlic. And that was just like my mix. And then I had it over quinoa, because quinoa is like my grain. Last month I was big on farro. I would make farro and leave that on the side. We don't have the boiling, the water going, the mix for the boil. So yeah, I would have farro. So I switch out my grains, and and I make my own. I was making nacho cheese. So cashews for your cheese. So cashews with salt, a little bit of lemon, a little bit of vinegar. You grind that, and so I have my cheese there. And then I would make my own tortillas myself, let them dry out, and then kind of dip in there. Or make hummus. Oh, that was a big one I was doing, was hummus. When I was making beet hummus, because that's quick and fast. I mean, I'm always switching it out. So I mean, even the month before that, I was doing South Indian dishes. I was making chutney. Like chutney? You guys like chutney?
Yeah.
Haven't had it for a long time.
Okay, yeah, it's quick and easy. I don't know, you guys are all local, like in Sunnyvale, they have these graded frozen packs. That way, the coconut doesn't really go bad if you get the fresh. But if you're gonna make it right away in Sunnyvale, there's this Indian store that has like fresh graded coconuts. But if you can't, you can get these frozen packs to make your chutney. So that's another thing. I'm always eating South Indian chutney. Samosas, I make my own samosas as well. I mean, I've been cooking for a long time, so I'm always switching it up. I never get bored.